Welcome to On the Beat, everyone. I'm Troy Thompson. I'm sitting in studio today with Dr. William Gillespie, and of course he's from Gastroenterology Associates of Columbus. And today we're talking all about a fatty liver. I'm interested to hear about this. What is a fatty liver?
So basically, just like you can get fat anywhere else, you can get fat deposited on your liver. It's more common in people that have big bellies, people with uncontrolled diabetes, uncontrolled cholesterol, and basically fat will start accumulating in your liver, and if it gets bad enough, it can kind of take over your liver, cause a lot of scarring, and eventually lead to cirrhosis.
Really? Interesting you're just talking about, it's mainly lifestyle, what you were saying. So if you are going into that process, you really should be looking at your diet.
Yes.
How do you feel about being a vegan, like more of a caveman mentality of eating vegetables and salads and things like that, and cutting out meats and fish? And where do you stand when it comes to that type of thing?
I think any sort of healthy, balanced diet is important. Protein is important as well, and there's not a specific diet that makes fatty liver worse, other than very sugary, very fatty foods.
Course. Everything you shouldn't be eating is bad for it.
Exactly.
And we all, look, here's the funny thing. We all know what we shouldn't be eating, but I just finished telling you I had a Dr. Pepper and I thoroughly enjoyed it, right?
Right.
So, it's all in moderation. I want to talk to you about some of the complications of having a fatty liver. And secondly, how do I know I have one?
Right. So most of the time we find out we have a fatty liver because we got a scan for some other reason. Like somebody got a gallbladder ultrasound or a CT of their lungs or something, and it showed a fatty liver.
Yeah.
Once you know you have a fatty liver, there's unfortunately not a lot of symptoms. So we have to perform different lab tests, and we have a fancy ultrasound machine called an elastography that can basically tell us if you have any liver damage from the fatty liver. Because there's no symptoms, a lot of times people will eventually progress to cirrhosis of the liver, which is basically when the liver gets very scarred and stops working.
I thought you only got cirrhosis of the liver if you're an alcoholic.
No, that's not true. There's multiple causes of cirrhosis, but fatty liver is actually becoming the most common cause of cirrhosis, and even in people who've never touched a drop of alcohol, people who don't have hepatitis, we're still seeing a lot of cirrhosis just from fatty liver.
Well, what are we doing to fix it once we find out we've got a fatty liver?
Right, well, that's the hard part, because right now there's not any great medications to treat fatty liver. They're working on them, but we don't have them yet. The main treatment is weight loss and exercise, good control of your diabetes, good control of your cholesterol. They say if you lose about 10% of your body weight, then the fat will start coming off of the liver, and any inflammation may die down a little bit.
Especially since it's got no symptoms, it's almost impossible to find out unless you are carrying too much weight. Would that be more than likely that you would have fatty liver?
If you have a good bit of obesity and you have diabetes and you have high cholesterol, there's a good chance that you do have some degree of fatty liver.
It's interesting that you said that there isn't a treatment for it as of yet, like a medication. And that's why I asked you, I was thinking that to myself, that's why I asked you about health and lifestyle, about being a vegan or vegetarian or something along those lines, where you're cutting out those high sugar and high fatty foods.
Right.
If you are diagnosed with a fatty liver and you go on to one of these programs like a much healthier lifestyle, can the liver get better?
Yes.
Can it reverse itself?
Yes. If the main thing is weight loss, so if you are able to lose about 10% of your body weight, then the fat will start coming off the liver. A lot of times people have fatty liver and it doesn't necessarily cause a lot of damage, but some people it does progress to cirrhosis. And once you do get to cirrhosis, it doesn't matter how much weight you lose, the liver won't come back and you will need a liver transplant.
Yeah.
So we try to
go down that road.
Right. So we try to diagnose and treat this before we get to that point.
Always great information. Thank you so much. If you want to find out more information, there's Dr. Williams' information up on the screen for you. Gastroenterology Associates of Columbus. We'll be back after this short break.